What's going on, Alabama fans? Chris Daughtry here with the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. I know we always talk Alabama football here on the channel, but look, Alabama basketball is playing really well right now, and they're most likely going to get to the SEC tournament, right? And probably definitely going off to the NCAA tournament as well. So if you guys want us to start doing some Alabama basketball watch parties, do not miss out. Make sure you guys hit that sub button for me right now. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk some quarterback conversation on today's video. USA Today's Blake Toppmeyer had some real top-tier skepticism about Ty Simpson, whether or not he's good enough to be Alabama's starting quarterback in 2025. Now, first up, I will say that if you are, a skeptic about Ty Simpson, totally makes sense. He's never been a starting quarterback, especially here at the University of Alabama. The pressure is very, very high to be the starting quarterback here at Alabama, but I do kind of think he's taking it a little bit too far here with this take about Ty Simpson not being ready to be the starting quarterback here at Alabama. This is what he said about Alabama's backup, possibly next year starting quarterback. He said, "Unfairly or not, I view someone who has been a 3-year backup with skepticism in this microwave age of college football. If Ty Simpson possesses top-tier SEC quarterback abilities, why did he spend the past 3 seasons on Alabama's bench? Simpson's lone start against South Florida in 2023 didn't inspire confidence. If Simpson thrives, he'll become a great tale of patience paying off. If he fizzles, DeBoer will rightfully be headed for the hot seat." Now, the hot seat thing is whatever, but look, I am just so tired of this instant gratification take when it comes to Alabama starting quarterbacks when they're going through, quarterback transition. Now, I understand being skeptical about Ty Simpson. That is totally fine. But, this gets said every single time Alabama goes through a quarterback transition. We're always like, oh, we need to go hit the transfer portal because this guy isn't proven. Well, how else are you supposed to prove yourself when every single time you're going through a quarterback transition, somebody says, oh, the next guy is the right guy? You got to be able to let that guy play to be able to prove himself. You guys remember Mac Jones? He was a junior before he ever played for Alabama as a starter. Look how that one turned out. We won a national championship with him. Jake Coker as well. He had to transfer from Florida State after 3 seasons. Then when he got to Alabama, he lost the starting quarterback job in that first year to Blake Sims. And Blake Sims, he was able to get us, to the college football playoffs, but you end up losing that game to Ohio State, and a lot of people, have their own feelings about Blake Sims at the end of the day. But when Jake Coker, the very next season, he had a year to, sit behind Sims, really learn the offense and everything like that. You end up winning a national championship with Jake Coker. He goes and battles Deshaun Watson, one of the best college football playoff games, national championship games, really, I think, in recent memory there. And look, Jake Coker was an absolute dog. People absolutely loved Jake Coker when he got his opportunity to play. Now, it took him a year to be able to get that opportunity, but once he was able to get it, people absolutely loved him. And I also want to make this point as well. Ty Simpson did not start that game against South Florida. I don't know why that's, it was in there. Maybe he just didn't realize or whatever, but Tyler Buckner was the one who started that game against South Florida, and this gives me a perfect opportunity to just continue to push my conspiracy theory about that game. Tyler Buckner came over with Tommy Rees from Notre Dame, and that was Tommy Rees's guy. And Tommy Rees, I guess, just thought he was better than Ty Simpson. My conspiracy about that game was Nick Saban knew that he could win that game with a walk-on wide receiver playing quarterback. Yes, I said a walk-on wide receiver because that is what Tyler Buckner ended up being when he transferred back to Notre Dame. And now he's, calling the plays, signaling in plays for Notre Dame. Ty Simpson did not play that game until the fourth quarter, and really, he was one of the biggest reasons why you were actually able to win that game, was because of Ty Simpson's play towards the end of that game. I will also say this again. I do not think Kalen DeBoer really had I don't think he could have benched Jalen Milroe this season. I've said it, I've been saying it here for the past couple of weeks. I know Josh Pate also had that same take this past weekend as well. Look, The team voted Jalen Milroe as the team captain at the beginning of the season. Now, whether or not you move that towards the end of the season so you're able to bench, kind of some of those key important positions, maybe you end up doing that. But, look, the way it played out this year, you just cannot bench your team captain at the end of the day. That is a very, very quick way just to lose the team altogether. So let me know here in the comments section, what is your confidence level in Ty Simpson going into next season? Scale it for me at the pinned comment of today's video. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. 1, you have no faith at all. You think it's either going to be Austin Mack or maybe even Keelon Russell back there for Alabama next season. Or 10, you think he can lead Alabama to the national championship. Let me know what you guys think at the pinned comment of today's video. Now, Pro Football Focus, and with what was in actually kind of a funny post that they had on Twitter, they, had this quote, but then they actually had a picture of Dylan Lonergan up there, which is just kind of comical. But I do think the quote from Dalton Wasserman actually makes a little bit of sense here, and I totally agree with it. He said, if Ty Simpson is able to play like a top 10, top 15 quarterback, Alabama is a national championship contender in 2025. The rest of the roster is loaded. I totally agree with that. You look at the defense, you look at, the players that ended up coming back for you for next season. Man, Ty Simpson really is going to be the key for Alabama next season. If he can play well, Alabama's got a very, very good shot to at least, make a run to the college football playoffs anyways. Now, what he's done so far in his career is not good enough. That's about a 8% completion percentage, I believe it is. Yeah, 58% completion percentage. And one of the most underrated things about Ty Simpson, I think, is his ability to run as well. He's not somebody that, is going to take off like Jalen Milroe or Jalen Hurts did, but he still has the ability to run the ball. You remember that really long run that he had last season as well, where he kind of goofed and fumbled the ball, when it went out of the back of the end zone. But those are just learning, things that you're going to have to learn from. And I think Ty Simpson, yeah, sure, he's sat behind some guys here the past couple of years, but look, he's a former 5-star guy. His dad is also a football coach. He comes from a football family. I've got faith in Ty Simpson, and I think he can do a really good job for Alabama next season if he is their starting quarterback. And one more thing that I have to make note to, in his career here, especially last season, I do think you also have to take into account a little bit that finger injury that he had. He ended up, injuring his pointer finger, and it's hard to get on top of the ball sometimes. So, he was sailing some throws at the end of the day. But like I said, I have, a lot of faith in Ty Simpson going into next season. We'll continue with this conversation here in just a second, but today's show is presented by Game Time. The NFL playoffs are underway. You got the conference championships underway today. You can also get tickets to, the Super Bowl, so they're, a little bit pricey. But, hey, if you can swing at the Super Bowl down in New Orleans, that would be a very, very, very fun time. And it would just be fun to go down there and, have fun, make memories that'll last a lifetime with your friends and family. Game Time has a new feature as well called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams and live events even easier. Game Time Picks just filters out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Prices on the Game Time app even go down the closer you get to the start of the event. So whether you're going to a concert, a comedy show, a theater show, an Alabama basketball game, it's super easy to get on Game Time. They also have the all-in pricing feature. You just toggle this feature on and it shows you the total up front. So there are no surprise fees at checkouts that, some of those other ticketing companies can get you with. They also have panoramic views from your seat in the app before you buy, so you know exactly what your view looks like before you buy your tickets. They also have the lowest prices guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Now remember, terms do apply, but again, create an account and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. That link's in the comment section and the description of today's video. So download Game Time today. They have last-minute tickets at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Another thing that I want to touch on the video today, as of right now, anyways, I do think Ty Simpson kind of, has the team behind him right now. Remember last season, he really was best friends with Tyler Booker. Those guys put pictures of each other all the time on both of their Instagram pages. When Tyler Booker ended up, declaring for the NFL draft, Ty Simpson had his own, his own article, I guess you could say, whatever, his own paragraph about Tyler Booker and how great of a person he is, and, just congratulating him on all of his success at Alabama and going forward as well. And look right here, man. Ty Simpson took the fellas rabbit hunting this weekend. You had Tim Keenan. You had Bray Hubbard, Jam Miller, Joseph Ionata, a couple other guys also in there as well. That kind of team bonding, that team chemistry is really, really big when it comes to the quarterbacks, when it comes to the entire team as well. And not saying that, these guys aren't behind maybe an Austin Mack or a Keelon Russell as well, but I do think it is very important just to note that, hey, these guys are also hanging out outside of the facility, and they're, having a good time. You saw those photos right there from Ty Simpson's Instagram. I mean, those guys are eating dinner together at each other's homes. So, look, I'll continue to say this. I don't think Ty Simpson is the starting quarterback for Alabama next season. Austin Mack can take it. Keelon Russell can come in and take it. But as of right now, I do think the team is behind Ty Simpson, and I do think he is the clear-cut candidate to be that starting quarterback for Alabama next season. But we do believe in democracy here at the Alabama Football Report. So let me know what you guys think. What is the percent chance that Austin Mack actually wins that quarterback battle for Alabama next year? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of today's video. Now, Tide Illustrated's Tony Tsoukalis wrote an article about Nate Oates benching Mark Sears last night and kind of related it to Kalen DeBoer also kind of not benching players this season. If you guys don't know, Mark Sears for the University of Alabama basketball team, he's the leading scorer this year in the SEC, came back another year. He's one of those, team captain type guys. And last night, he was benched in the second half, did not play after halftime. I believe he even went scoreless throughout that game. I'd have to double check that in the first half, but for a long time, he was scoreless in the first half in that game. And basically what Nate Oates said at the end of that game was, we played the players we thought would give us the best chance to win, basically saying nobody is replaceable, even if you are, quote-unquote, one of the best players on the team. And relating this to next season, I think next season is absolutely free game when it comes to benching players. If players aren't performing, you can absolutely bench them. If Ty isn't the guy, absolutely go out there and bench him. If Keelon Russell is the guy, I think you should definitely play him. But, when it comes to this season, I'll continue with that mindset that I do not believe that Kalen DeBoer really had a good excuse to go out there and bench Jalen Milroe. Sure, I was in that mindset during the Oklahoma game. After the pick six, I was like, bench him. But, now that the season is over, the way everything played out, I just don't really think there was an opportunity to bench Jalen Milroe. But I do want to reemphasize again, just because Ty Simpson hasn't played, as the starter for Alabama yet, does not mean he is not capable of being a very, very successful quarterback here at the University of Alabama.